Hey guys, it's Emily. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be telling you guys my top 10 favorite underrated rides at Walt Disney World. So these rides are going to include rides that aren't usually mentioned when it comes to people's top favorite rides at Walt Disney World. These are rides that I think are really great but don't get enough attention. So before we get on to the video, make sure to press that like button, comment down below what other videos you'd like to see, and subscribe to my channel. Turn that bell from red to gray and click the bell to get notified when I post a video. Now let's get on to my top 10 favorite underrated rides at Walt Disney World. Starting off at number 10 is the Grand Fiesta Tour starring the Three Caballeros. And this is a very underrated ride, I think. It's located at Epcot. It's in the Mexico Pavilion. It opened April 6, 2007. And I think one of my favorite things about the ride is it's really chill. It's not a roller coaster, which is why I think it's not a top ride on people's list. But it's still really entertaining. You're going around and you're watching Donald, Jose, and Sanchito, I think that's his name, the last one, and they're traveling through the world. They're going on a tour, a Grand Fiesta tour, and I also really enjoyed the music.
The three caballeros, they say we are birds of a feather.
But yeah, it's really good ride. It's just a nice little boat ride. It's a great way to get out of the heat if you go in a hot time, which is a lot of the time, and it has, it's great. You can get out of the heat, little boat ride, very nice. Songs, a lot of stuff going on, and I just think it's a really great ride, and that's why it's at number 10. Next up at number 9 is The Seas with Nemo and Friends, and it's based off of Finding Nemo. It's located at Epcot, and it opened January 24th, 2007, and something I really like about this ride is, first of all, it follows the story of the movie, basically, and I love the movie Finding Nemo. And then after you get off, you can go to they have an aquarium type deal, where you can see actual animals and stuff, which I think is really cool. I also just love the ride itself because it feels like you're really in the movie. You're in a seashell type thing. It's a continually moving ride. I'm not sure if that's what they're really called, but so it just continues going on and on. But I really like it. I like the theming and everything about it, and it's usually a pretty short wait time, and yeah, so that's why it's at number 9. Next at number 8 is Kali River Rapids, which is at Animal Kingdom, and it opened March 18th, 1999, and it is a water ride. You're in a raft type thing. It's not a raft. It's a circle thing and you just sit down. It is a water ride, and it's one of the only water rides at Walt Disney World besides Splash Mountain, but it's the only one at Animal Kingdom. I think it's another great way. You don't get out of the heat because it's outdoors, but you still get wet, so it's really nice. You sit down, it's 5 minutes or so it's a great way just to sit down, relax, but still riding a ride. It usually doesn't have a super long wait time, but you can usually get a fast pass most of the time. Fast passes are not around right now, so that doesn't really help you. But it usually doesn't have a long wait time. I really enjoy this ride. I've ridden it once. I rode it the last time we went to Walt Disney World, and I really enjoyed it. It was raining while we rode it, so I don't know how wet I actually got from the ride. But I've heard that you get pretty wet. I think it depends on where you're sitting and what way you go down towards a splash zone or whatever it's called. I don't know. But I really enjoyed this ride. I thought it was super fun, really pretty relaxing for it to be a water ride. But I really enjoyed it, so that's why it's at number 8. Next up at number 7 is Journey into Imagination with Figment, which is located at Epcot, and it opened June 2nd, 2002. And this is a fun little ride. I really like it. I love the character Figment. I think it's really cool. It's in Future World at Epcot, and it's different from a lot of rides. You're basically just going in. It kind of goes through the 5 senses, which I know sounds really weird. But I think it's really cool to just you go around, you see cool things. It's a lot of mind tricks too, I think. I know that they don't have the skunk spray that they smell, or that they shoot out for you to smell anymore. They just don't have any scents right now at Disney. That at Soarin' too. So I don't know if I would ride it right now, just because it has one of the big elements taken out. But it's a great ride, and I really love it. I love the character. I love the song too.
one little spark of imagination, imagination.
And yeah, it's just a great ride. That's why it's at number 7. Next up at number 6 is Barnstormer, which is at Magic Kingdom in Fantasyland. And I really like this ride. It's a short little coaster. That's what I like to call it. Because it's not like a little like kiddie ride. Okay, it is a kiddie ride. But it's not like, like Small World. Like where you're just riding around. It's a roller coaster. But it's very short, which is why it's not higher up on my list. I think it'd be higher if it was longer. It's like a minute ride or so, less than a minute, but it's still really fun. The wait time, it depends on the day. Sometimes it can be longer depending on other rides' wait times, but usually it's not on the very high side, like very long wait, but we usually ride it every time we go. I really enjoy it. It's just a little roller coaster, really fun, and yeah, so that's why it's at number 6. Next up at number 5 is Alien Swirling Saucers at Hollywood Studios, and it is in Toy Story Land. It opened with Toy Story Land, I believe, and it's just a really fun little ride. I think people enjoy Slinky Dog Dash better just because it's more of a roller coaster, but I like Alien Swirling Saucers. It's not like a lot of rides. It's kind of like Teacups, but a little more rough, and it like kind of swings you more. I really enjoyed the theming of the ride. I love that it plays like a different song every time you ride, like songs from the movies. The theming of Toy Story Land itself is amazing, and I just love the ride because of the theming too. And it's a good amount of time that you're on there. I think it's a good few minutes or so ish. 2 minutes maybe. But I really enjoyed it the last few times I've gotten to ride it, and that's why it's number 5. Next up is number 4, which is Star Tours The Adventures Continues, which is at Hollywood Studios, and it opened May 20th, 2011, and I really like this ride. I say that it is an underrated ride now just because of Star Wars Land opening, or Galaxy's Edge opening, because there are now 2 rides in Galaxy's Edge, Smuggler's Run, where you basically fly the Millennium Falcon, and Rise of Resistance, which is a huge, big deal now. And I think Star Tours has kind of become an underrated ride. I really enjoy it. Every time that I've ridden it, it kind of just gets better. One of the last times I rode it, me and my brother rode it while we were waiting for our mom and dad to finish a ride or something, and we went and rode it by ourselves, and it was so fun. Like, it was crazy. Like, it was not rough where it was like, oh, like I don't like this. It was rough, like fun. If you know what I mean, Yeah, okay. And I really enjoyed it though. I love Star Wars. That's like one of my favorite franchises of Disney, and I just really like this ride, and I think that it's very underrated, but I love it. So that's why it's number 4. Next up at number 3 is Tomorrowland Speedway, which is at Magic Kingdom in Tomorrowland, and it opened October 1st, 1971 on opening day, but it opened as the Grand Prix Raceway, but now that it's Tomorrowland themed, it's Tomorrowland Speedway. I really enjoyed this ride. I really love to drive. That has become one of my new favorite hobbies since I got my permit, and I just love to drive, so I love this ride. I love that I'm driving. It's a little hard to drive these cars. They don't drive as well as a real car, but I still really enjoy this ride. It's worth the wait, and usually it doesn't have a super high wait time. I also love racing my mom and brother, because usually I ride with my dad and then I race my mom and brother. I like winning. I like beating them. It's fun, and I just really enjoyed this ride. It's a great way to just ride around and see Tomorrowland. So that's why it's at number 3. Next up at number 2 is the People Mover, which is at Magic Kingdom located in Tomorrowland, and it was opened at Disney July 1st, 1975. It went through 3 different names: Wedway People Mover, Tomorrowland Transit Authority, and now People Mover, which is what we love and enjoy to ride. And usually it has a kind of high wait time just because people are trying to get out of the heat and they're just trying to find a ride where they can ride around. It's a good length of time. And you get to go around Tomorrowland. You get to see everything. You're out of the heat, out of the sun. I think it's really fun. I don't think it's open right now. I'm not too sure. I don't know if it was having issues or they just didn't open it. I'm not exactly sure yet. But I really love this ride. It's super fun. Me and my family ride it like all the time when we go, just to get out of the heat, just to cool off, just to ride around Tomorrowland. But I definitely recommend it if you don't ride it. It's really fun, really great, and that's why it's a number 2. Alright, at number 1, the number 1 for my list, favorite underrated ride is Dinosaur, located at Animal Kingdom in the Dino Land place. And I really love this ride, and I really actually didn't ride it that much growing up. I think I rode it once growing up, and I had my eyes closed the entire time. I was so scared. But I recently rode it the last time we went. Me and my brother rode it by ourselves, and I did not realize how fun it is. Like, I love it, and I was still, like, freaking out the first time I rode it. I was so scared. The picture, I didn't know where the picture was. The flash of the light freaked me out. I looked awful in the picture. I was like, you know, and, but it's so fun. Like, it's not like a roller coaster, but you feel like, you know, like you're riding all around everywhere. And it's just really fun. And that's why it's my number 1 favorite underrated ride. Thank you guys so much for watching the video today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to press that like button. Comment down below what your favorite underrated ride was off of my list. And subscribe to my channel and turn that button from red to gray. Click the bell to get notified when I post a video. That's all for today. I'll see you guys next Saturday. Bye!